Energy Pacemaker, they've done it before as well, so we'll have to see how it goes. It is Thresh being picked up for Shu first up. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Nautilus for Shine coming through in response. Very strong lane, particularly if you throw a Kalista in there. That's got mid-game written all over it.
Yeah, Annie open as well. Haven't seen her at all, maybe once, I think, in this series.
I think Shu played it once.
Yep, I think so as well, but been surprisingly people going back to the harder engaged champs here. What are you doing, Ray? Is Chu Xiaoyin going to highlight the Elise once again? He said he's been okay, I think, through this series, but just get more mid-game power in there, at least from the jungle. But ADG might be going real deep already on the first pick. No, swaps away just at the last second. It's not Shen, it's Jarvan Elise.
Yeah, top lane Jarvan coming through for Ray. Maybe even a mid lane flex. Hell, it could be a potential double bruiser bot lane. I don't know what these guys are going to bring out. As we see Drizzle, he's highlighting the Lee Sin. He went off on one of his Lee Sin games. Really does look confident on that. And I agree, if they're willing to go mid-game with jungler, you can go mid-game with jungler.
Yeah, Drizzle can at least keep his lanes up with the early pressure from Lee Sin and then still provide some utility late game as well. Lee Sin, such a weird champion as far as his power goes, but almost always relevant at any stage of the game. And that's a pick away. Amazing Jay going to go to Maokai for the final game, and Drizzle does lock in Lee Sin.
Yeah, so Drizzle, Lee Sin, that's a good front line already coming through. 3 very beefy members that will continue to scale up as the game goes on. All 3 kind of have all game-catching... Wait. Start that again. All 3 kind of have game-changing catches as well. Lee Sin with his kick, the hook that can come through, not to mention the fact that Maokai, if he's able to get onto an important target with that WC, sees them for days. So I like what Energy Pacemaker are going with so far. They do have a recipe to win this final game.
And he locked in, though, coming through. That Shine's first play in the series, I believe, and Jin Jiao going to go back to Sivir. We've seen this look from ADG before. Don't know quite what Bamey's going to pick. They have to think his mid lane's being left open. But if ADG take this game, it should be a quick one.
They have like this human wrecking ball of just pop the Sivir ult, get in there and crash into the Energy Pacemaker lineup. Have to see how that works out because Raphael, he's hovering in his ear. That's a big stop sign in the middle of the initiate.
Yeah, it's great. I wonder what Zhang Yao's going to play. That's my big question. Kalista is open, but I don't fancy Kalista against this much engage, especially. You can see Zhang Yao looking a little tense. He's kind of thinking back and forth, doesn't really know what he wants, but they are going to lock in Kalista Azir as their last picks.
And a lot of pressure now on Raphael to get the perfect Emperor's Divide. Really shove everyone off Zhang Yao so he can get some work done.
That's not Katarina.
That isn't Katarina.
I mean, Bamey has had to open all series. ADG stop playing it. They do lock in the Xerath, but again, lots of mid-game power. Xerath doesn't quite fit in with the comp, but he does just add a bit more versatility to the team comp.
Well, the one thing, again, there's synergy between Ray and Bamey. So Ray is kind of like the basketball hoop, and Bamey's kind of the ball just being dunked repetitively on top, especially if he adds something like a Hydra in there. He gets on top of Raphael or gets on top of Zhang Yao. There is an easy way that they can blow it up really early in the game. So it kind of fits in. It's not part of the rush composition. Gives them more of a backline artillery feel, but you do think there can be something there in the comp.
Yeah, it can certainly add plenty of damage into the comp as we're going to go through the matchups as well. For our final game, it's Maokai versus Jarvan to start things in the top lane. Ray's been wonderful all series long. Can he carry from the top lane?
Yeah, we'll see if he can get it done. Lee Sin versus the Elise coming through as Drizzle takes on Xi Xiaoyin. Jungle has been back and forth.
It has really. They both had good games and not so great games, to be honest, as Raphael Bamey going to take Azir Xerath, another classic matchup. Zhang Yao back on Kalista, Jin Jiao on Sivir for the second time in the series. And last but not least, very aggressive, engage heavy on the bottom side, Annie versus Thresh.
Yeah, so we'll have to see who gets ahead in this laning phase. We used to see M3 repetitively bring out this combo, the Kalista Thresh, get a quick level 2, try and take over the lane, get really snowballed and ahead. But you think with the Annie, there's, once again, some nice CC that can come out, stop all of that aggression.
Yeah, Annie's great at stopping Kalista in her tracks. We've seen Nautilus be popular for that reason, but Annie's almost just as good as Nautilus is as well. So it's going to be an explosive final game here. Both teams have certainly struggled moving towards the latter stages of games, but they both have some good comps to bring them into their final game.
Yeah, they both have kind of mid-game comps again. Raphael, probably the hardest scaling champion, with Azir going to come through and really get things started.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, though, as we move straight into our final game. welcome back here for our 5th and final game. So you're just waiting for the game to start. Having a slight issue there. Seems like one of the players hasn't quite loaded in yet, but you can see players looking focused, starting to rub their eyes. It's been a long afternoon of playing for them, or at least for us. I don't quite know what time it is in Shanghai right now. But it's been a long series. It takes a toll on you.
Yeah, it certainly does. And, you know, I think they started around midday. Might be around
whatever time it is now. I don't know what time it is.
about 5 o'clock for them.
Sure.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, I mean, a long day. We saw Zango at the end of the 4th game, actually, head in his hands, basically face-palming on the desk, being like, how did that happen? Looked so deflated, but a bit more energetic now. Back on Kalista, one of his comfort picks for the final game here. And I have to say, win, lose, or draw, it's been a great series for both of them.
Yeah, it certainly has. You know, they've shown some different things. Energy Pacemakers still don't look like they've got over their hump of, I guess, closing things out in the mid-game. Been pretty heavily criticized all series long, but they definitely still look like they can play some early game composition. Same could maybe be said for ADG. They closed out a lot quicker when they got ahead, but it kind of seems that they just roll the dice. If they get ahead, fantastic. If not, they really don't have an answer. Yeah,
and again, they do play well around each other in the later stages of the game. It's, again, that same duo, Ray and Bamey in the top and mid laners. The fellow Koreans have looked great all series long, but they're not always putting it together. Their drafts have been, it's been crazy drafting actually throughout the entire series for both of the teams here. So be interested to see how this last game goes. And Ray is really committing here on the top lane, Jarvan.
Yeah, certainly is. So we'll see exactly how that one works out. Jarvan has some interesting spikes in his kit. Level 2 is really strong. His passive is ridiculously strong throughout the entirety of the laning phase. But Maokai, with the usual Maokai build we see, of course going that Righteous Glory into some armor, might be able to equalize this lane, become that big tanky beast, and there's not really a tank buster on the lineup of ADG to deal with that.
Yeah, it feels like in general, ADG again just want to get ahead in the early game and then snowball that through the mid game. EP have a couple more options for scaling, but again, we've seen both these teams win when they get ahead early and then are able to carry that eventually into either a mid game or a late game advantage. Unfortunately, only one team can do that here in this game.
Yeah, exactly right. So we'll have to see how it works out. Lane swaps seem to have fit ADG better. Standard lanes seem to be what Energy Pacemaker will look to do, but ADG with a longsword on Jarvan, that's probably going to be a standard lane.
Yeah, nice and aggressive here. I think Jarvan does want the 1v1. So onto the rift for our final game between Energy Pacemaker and AD Gaming. It's been a hard-fought battle here in the Summer Promotion Series, but only one team can make it to the semi-final against Master 3.
Yeah, so we'll actually get to see who it is with this game, Pastry Time. They've left us waiting all afternoon, but they're finally underway, and we'll see exactly how it goes. Best of one now. Everything on the line. See whether cooler heads prevail with Energy Pacemaker being able to eke their way into a win, or whether ADG are explosive enough to close this one out.
We'll have to see. And just looking through some of the early items, nothing particularly out of the ordinary, except maybe in the mid lane there for ADG. Bamey, I didn't quite remember if he did this in the first game when he played Xerath into Azir, but here's a Crystalline Flask to start that lane.
Yeah, just looking for some stain. Also going pretty, at least 9 points into utility there. So he's got some biscuits instead of some potions. Of course, they're much better for you.
I mean, I think we noted earlier he ran out of mana quite early trying to harass the Azir down. So maybe thinking, you know what? If I'm going to harass him down, I'll constantly use my abilities. I just need significantly more sustain to keep that pressure up.
Yeah, definitely looks to be the case. Actually recalling to pick up another potion as well, as the lane swap does come through from both teams. Scouted out by Energy Pacemaker, maybe, but that's a pretty dangerous lane.
I mean, it's weird because I'm not sure if either team, like which lanes they want here. From my perspective, it seems like ADG are happy with standard lanes, but maybe they're trying to swap the Kalista away. That would make sense away from the Annie. They are strong early if they can sneak into a brush show, but Shine's already spotted them.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes because they've spotted each other. Now, big pings coming out. Amazing Jay, he's going to be able to pick up his own camp for himself. Great. Ray, sorry. Wow.
Yep.
Going to be able to do the same.
Yeah, going to take away the Wolves as well. Jarvan, of course, was a jungler not too long ago here in this season of League of Legends, but has certainly fallen away for a pick for most of them. But Ray does like the top lane. Jarvan's played it a couple times in the LSPL, I believe, so he'll take it here and hit level 2.
Yeah, certainly will. But Amazing Jay, much quicker jungler at the moment. he's going to be able to get ahead a little bit further in this lane. Actually gets a couple of shots in there from his jungler to help him out. And Maokai, he's going to have much more experience coming into lane.
Yeah, first teleport, though, does come for Jarvan, who's going to move down. Just some potions and a ward there moving in, possibly again expecting the swap. But both top laners will finally meet each other. But Amazing Jay's gone back, and he's got a cloth armor.
Yeah, that is so cute from Amazing Jay as well. Some harass.
Yeah, Jinjao on the top lane has to be careful. Kalista level 2, so good shine. Gets nailed by a hook, though, and the Rend is going to come in. Didn't actually use the spears onto Jinjao, I don't think, but good harass by Kalista Thresh.
Yeah, because of the spell shield, had to hold off for a little bit longer, which meant that it didn't go through onto Jinjao, but getting it down onto Annie, that's good. It will burn through some of the early consumables.
Good stuff there, Amazing Jay. Going to push his waves out. Should be quite a lot of farming here, if it, at least if the lane's going Maokai's way. He doesn't really want any shenanigans to happen, but Ray, happy to scale up, and I hope he goes damage here, because he does need to try and assassinate the carries here on Energy Pacemaker.
Yeah, well, it's certainly going to be a brutalizer, if not maybe that Tiamat coming through, because he has a longsword. So he has to go damage, otherwise he might just sit on it forever, I guess.
I mean, it depends how much damage, I guess. Yeah, expecting the longsword to go into something, but does he feel like he has to go randoms? Maybe a Warmogs to be another frontliner. I mean, with Elise here, maybe you want to be a tank just because that will actually provide a frontliner. As Jinjao gets nailed by a hook, ignited and flayed back as well. Pierce will just miss there, as it didn't even pop the spell shield, but Siva's forced away already.
Yeah, and pop the... wow.
Good cocoon there onto Drizzle. Damage coming in as Elise happy to fight here. Red buff still doing work as well. The range from Elise really abusing Lee Sin, but now with Marco rotating up as well, Elise forced to back away. In fact, Amazing Jay gonna flash forward, gets a twisted advance, forced to flash. Raphael gets blocked away. Drizzle tags him with a Q, but does not follow in.
Yeah, so a really aggressive move out of Amazing Jay there. Gets the flash out of the jungler. Probably not worth it for the top laner to give it up. Although with the cloth armor, he's relatively safe in his lane, you would have to think. And already some counter jungling coming through from Drizzle.
And Drizzle not on the Nunu, but still playing aggressively in the enemy jungle here on Lee Sin. We've talked about Drizzle's Lee Sin pressure. It's been fantastic all throughout the LPL season this spring, but he's doing it once again now in a very, very crucial game for his team. Yeah,
and wow, already an early advantage from that trade went across to Kalista. Able to force the Sivir back. Jinjao actually has to pick up a second Duran's Blade, and you never want to have to do that. As Ray, good ward. We'll spot out the gank coming through from Drizzle. Nothing much going to happen in this bottom lane.
Yeah, gone are the days where double Durans was a standard pickup on AD carries. Much prefer now to rush towards your big ticket items ASAP. Just get some flat AD, and Jinjao, that is certainly a defensive option here.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, you know, I'm really surprised they went towards it. Normally, ADs do anything they can to avoid the double Dorans, to the extent where we normally see Longsword picked up, even if it's not going to build into anything until later, just because at least it gives you bang for buck eventually. But in the end, Jinjao decides he needs it to win the laning phase, and not surprised. That's what ADG is all about, getting ahead in the laning phase, crushing mid-game.
Yeah, Elise is up here as well, so certainly still demonstrating that style here in the last game of the best of 5. Shine ready for a stun, but EP are playing safely back in, knowing that Elise probably hanging out in the brush, who's already recalled away.
Yeah, it certainly looks to be that way. Just pointing out the mid lane matchup, we mentioned the flash start already. Doesn't look to have made any difference, because this is it. Still even in CS, still forced out all the potion. Maybe a little bit more mana available is all, but still seems to be going pretty well for the Azir in a counter matchup.
Yeah, Raphael's played wonderfully on Azir when he got it in Game 1 and looks to be on the rise here in Game 5 as well. Lancer coming in, great spell shield over. Drizzle follows in, dodges the hook though, will Sivir, but the Q finally going to tag in, gets the slow there. Zhangao comes in with the Rand, and first blood goes to Kalista.
And that is so good for Kalista. Forces a double Doran start out and still manages to pick up first blood, not to mention a huge CS advantage. Zhangao really rolling in this game.
Yeah, but at least trying to take the dragon here will get the trade, or at least attempt to. Drizzle sticking in the top side should leave Elise with enough time, but we've seen a lot of junglers solo dragon at level 4. Elise is having a bit of a struggle here.
Yeah, able to get through in the end. She stays relatively healthy. The Spiderlings can tank it up. She does percentage health damage, so should be fine doing it. But all in all, that is much better news. 1,000 gold lead early for Energy Pacemaker. That's really good.
Dragon, though, does get taken away. Smites early, actually. Amazing Jay here, but throws the sapling in just to get the bad news, and will now go back as well.
Yeah, so he'll be able to head back. I wonder if they swap the lanes back. They do. They send the Kalista now with a BF sword into the 1v2 lane. Try and pick on this Jarvan. Really like it, because Jarvan, he's going full offensive.
Yep, wants that Tiamat here. Double longsword plus a pickaxe. really wants to get aggressive, but like you said in the 2v1, going to struggle there. If he does maybe have some jungle pressure coming, that's a good, strong 2v2 from ADG, but already have to be concerned about Zhanghao's Kalista. We've seen what happens when he gets going.
Yeah, you certainly do. You also have to be worried about Raphael in the mid lane. He's doing some work here.
Yeah, getting aggressive onto Bamey there, who's, again, on the Xerath, at least slightly the counter matchup, semi-counter matchup at least coming through for Azir. Spiderling tanks that one up. Drizzle takes it away, but Bloober going to get sniped away. No, Drizzle steals it.
Yeah, Drizzle able to grab it. That's even better news for the Azir player. You see Bamey, he's already so low on mana, and without that blue buff, no Chalice either. Instead went for a very greedy Codex to grab the CDR there. Might be able to get shoved out of lane.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Bamey Xerath looked fine, especially comboing with Ray's ultimates, but it's really been ADG's mid-game team fighting that I think's impressed me most. Their landing has been good sometimes, but it's been strong early game play that's got them to a mid-game where they can start to excel, and when they combo well together, especially the top and mid laners, they look wonderful.
Yeah, they certainly do, and wow, you just saw Ray. He does so much damage already. That's 2 Qs, and Zhang Ao's at half health. He doesn't have much sustain, only some potions. So you do still need to respect this all AD Jarvan. You can see they don't want much to do with him.
No, it's 1v2, and he's actually getting ahead in this lane almost. Level 7 now as well. Ultimate ready to go. If Elise does pop down to the bottom side with EP this far extended, that is going to be a good kill potentially, but Ignite comes through. Does use the ulti now as well. Actually used it to escape there. Very smart stuff, and Shu gets Fates called out at the last second and just stays alive.
Yeah, so able to stay alive, but they get everything off Jarvan, including the flash. And this is always the worry about assassination. Jarvan does so much damage, but he's kind of really good at going forward and really bad at getting out.
Yeah, and Kalista thankfully able to get Shu out there. It was a wonderful play to almost get a kill in a 1v2 situation, but we'll take the creeps as they come in instead. We'll go back, probably have to burn the teleport again, just to be able to get back to lane in time. And he's come down, but it's too late here. Ray needed a little bit of help to get some kills and get snowballing, but instead, Kalista's just happily farming away.
Yeah, and instead it gives 2 CS advantages across. One to the Maokai, one to the Kalista. Every lane winning in quite emphatic fashion right now for Energy Pacemaker. Even they're pinging out Sivir for a bit of a turret dive. Ray stayed in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. He's doing okay in the lane. Probably feels like if people do come down, he will have pressure here. But Sivir's actually recalling BF Sword now up for Jin Zhao, so maybe going to look to swap back. In fact, they are just currently on the verge of swapping around as Ray's just got his Tiamat.
Yeah, so Ray grabs Tiamat. He's at a very good point in the game. See a couple of members hanging around mid lane, trying to get a gank onto Azir, standing on top of a pink ward. So they know they're not scattered out. But Raphael, he's playing much more composed this time around. Now they're trying to collapse on bot.
And the dagger and BF Sword here coming through for Zhang Ao means that that tower, if they free hit it, going to take quite a bit of damage. Sivir has rotated down as well, but a 2v2 lane at this point for EP, probably not something they're too afraid of.
Yeah, they're definitely not afraid of it, but until they have that... Oh, Fake Call's back up, so yeah, they're not afraid.
No, I mean, Anti-stun comes in. You have to kind of kill the Kalista in the round of spells, but Thresh can then peel away. Always tricky to kill Kalista lanes because their support always feels so safe with their ultimate available, but and Zango right now probably not even too worried about that, looking to get aggressive and take the turret.
Yeah, he's looking to get up and I guess still show that aggression. The good thing about Kalista lanes is you kind of, especially with Thresh, you just split up, and on one side if they go on Thresh, you fake call him out. If they go on you, he just lanterns you away, so you're relatively safe in both situations. There's not really a good target unless you can 100-0 the Kalista.
Well,
that's really your only choice.
Ray's coming in for some 100-0ing of his own, but good ward there. Will spot it off, and Raphael will back out from under his turret. Make no mistake, Jarvan, if he gets on top of someone, does ridiculous damage, but Ray has been denied at every turn so far.
Yeah, he certainly has, and they were just once again walking in, trying to get some relief for Xerath because it's been relentless so far. Not to mention the fact that there's next to no kill potential on Maokai. Ray at this point wants to be snowballing lane, so there's not really much point him being up there. Just push it out, go to another lane, see if you can get something, go back up top, continue to farm.
Yeah, and behind on CS there too, Amazing Jay as well. Did well to get the CS that he's gotten, but if he'd stuck a bit in the top lane, he would have equalized or probably taken over Maokai in CS. Still feels confident, you have to think, in the matchup, but with the tower gone now as well, he's kind of running out, he's run out of a safe spot to farm.
Yeah, he certainly has. Look, it will continue to push in. I don't think there's much kill potential for Maokai to kill him, but I do not think, wow.
Ooh, stun just missing there, and again ADG come to the mid lane, but instead Elise gets hooked away. Flay back there as well. Repel will bring her straight back down. Flashes over the wall to the Dragon Pit though, but Elise can't do that again.
Yeah, and look, they've got everything that they wanted. The Dragon's about to come up. Drizzle takes some poke, but 30 seconds, you feel that that's going to be Energy Pacemaker in the driver's seat to take that one over.
And Raphael still pushing in. Athene's now finished for Azir as well. Real tanky at this point in the game, and ADG not looking so good in the jungle items.
Yeah, they're just a little bit further behind. The Sidestone was picked up first for Lee Sin. Not really the option coming through here for the Elise player, but you see, how many long swords is Ray going to pick up?
Well, he's got 4 so far, I believe. Raphael gets stunned. Finally, Cocoon lands in as well. No shocking orb to come through. Ultimate channel by Zera. Needs one more ball. Can't find it. Oh, just missing there is Shine in here as well, but Ray's also come through. Amazing J teleports in. It just gets a kill and a support.
Yeah, so they're able to pick up a kill, and they use so much to try and get in there on Azir. This is what we said about this team. Very good at going forward, but the big Emperor's Divide comes through, able to cut everyone off, and they're going for very snowbally builds here on ADG's side, but it's not working out this time around. 2,500 gold, the lead for Energy Pacemaker.
Yeah, Dragon up as well. EP might look to pick up their first, but instead going to get the kill onto Jin Zhao. Ward's in there as well. Does get hooked. Great spell shield. Never mind.
Yeah, so they're just looking to once again invade the blue buff. Probably not going to be able to grab it this time, although they really want it.
Good Cocoon there. Smite comes through for Drizzle. Does steal it away.
Yeah, but they might fight here.
Yeah, Sivir ulti coming through. They do want to fight. Amazing J diving back in. Ray, though, diving in on top of them, trying to peel the Maka. But a great kick there by Lee Sin. Jin Zhao going to get chased through by Drizzle as well. Ray gets to the backline, picks up Lee Sin, diving onto the Kalista as well, but forced to flush out. Still chasing in there. Jin Zhao finally dies to Amazing J. Ray somehow gets the kill onto Kalista, but finally dies, and it's a bloodbath. 3 for 2.
3 for 2. They get the blue buff in the end. They're going to be able to stop the junglers back as well, so that will mean a Dragon and Energy Pacemaker really putting it on for the last game of this series. But God, it's going to be crazy. There's a Brutalizer now picked up as well.
Yeah,
for
you
Jarvan.
saw Ray again. Some crazy team fight, and he managed to find 2 kills onto priority targets and only just died towards the end of it.
Yeah, the scary thing, though, is that Amazing J, he's 3-0-1, already has his Righteous Glory. Going to go back with 1,500 gold. He'll have a Frozen Heart in no time, and from there, you just feel that no one is going to be able to cut down the tree.
No, I mean, Amazing J certainly caused chaos in that fight as well. If we're going to credit Ray for performing admirably, definitely hats off to Amazing J for zoning out absolutely everyone.
Yeah, exactly right. And this is the thing about Maokai. He just gets one item, dives on the back line, and as Atlas likes to say, becomes immortal.
He does become immortal there. And Amazing J, not really a pick we associate with him that often is the Maokai, but playing it still the same style, getting aggressive for his team. He's always been a big playmaker and initiator. And Zhanghao's Kalista with an early Hurricane actually, trying to speed up that Bloodthirster timing. It does auto-push the waves for you, but when your team's this aggressive, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't. As Amazing J going in again.
Yeah, he's actually got no help coming. Oh, no help right now, but Drizzle is coming along the way. Bami's actually in here as well, but Drizzle's straight in there. Azir comes in as well. Kick just wide, though, as Amazing J still diving in. Will get the kill under the turret. Ray's here as well. They're looking for the dunk. Good Emperor's Divide to kick them back, and Bami getting too low. Forced to flash away. Amazing J will get taken out by Ray, though. And a good little trade there, 1 for 1.
Yeah, good trade, 1 for 1 against the Tide, more importantly. Ray comes in, and he does so much damage at this point in the game. Really is an assassin on Jarvan, picks himself up a blue buff as well, which will only help. And the reason that the Hurricane build is good this time around is because there's no tank. Really only... Wow.
Yep, ultimate being popped there, going on to Zhanghao. Shine coming through, Ray's down the bottom with the TP. Now uses the dunk on the shoe, will follow through again. They'll happily dive, you have to think at this point. No, not at all.
Yeah, so still no tank coming through there. They didn't burn Tibbers, but wow, Ray on the back line. If he's able to continue this form, now 3-1-1, going back with another 1,400 gold, he's going to be able to tear them apart. If he gets anywhere near Raphael Zhang Ao, it's going to be bad news.
Yeah, and you can see that's Ray, I believe, focused in this last game here, and I can't blame him. He's looking good so far at 3-1-1, but needs to continue this performance. ADG, however, they're going to get the bottom outer turret.
Yeah, so they're able to ping back that lead. It's now only about 2,000 gold, and he's going full snowball. Going to pick up a Last Whisper as his third item, and this is really, once again, a 30-minute game coming through from them. They want to finish it early.
Oh, hook there, lands onto Elise. Flare will come through. Drizzle again nails him with the ultimate. At least trying to find somewhere to go. Does have flash, but didn't find ink. Actually gets to the Krugs. Flash coming back off cooldown. Maybe can kite away for long enough. There's no turret here though, and I think Xin Xiaoyu has actually done it. Cocoon there onto Drizzle will keep him safe for a little while longer, but there are no friends left here for release. Spiderling takes up one shot, does get flayed back though, and Raphael gets the kill.
They betrayed him. The Spiderlings brought the Lee Sin closer. They were of course going to get that kill. But a good answer coming from Energy Pacemaker, but they give away topside advantage. Ray going to absolutely tear through structures with the attack speed he's able to get from his standard.
Yeah, but EP still pushing in the bottom side. The Hurricane decimating these waves in the bottom side of the map. So EP going to pressure it onto a tier 2 turret now. Scrying will spot them out though, and EP pushing in for a mid-outer as well.
Yeah, and with the Maokai around, they have very real dive potential. It has to be respected. No teleport available. Xerath, fantastic at clearing out waves, but still can't defend his turret.
Yeah, good rotation there by EP, able to get the 3 outer turrets down. Ray does finally answer in the top side with the Jarvan, and might be looking for someone moving back to get a kill here. Again, if Jarvan can find some good flanks and get onto key members, he can be an assassin and carry for his team, but EP are getting stronger and stronger, and that gold lead back to about 3,000 ahead.
Yeah, certainly is amazing, Jay Ray. They're about to bump heads into each other.
Yeah, Ray, don't think he can fight this one. Maokai a little too tanky. Massive arcane smash gets him out though of the EQ, and now Ray going to get chased down. I don't think you can believe that happened, but Righteous Glory coming in. Drizzle will join in as well and get outplayed. Amazing, Jay. What a performance.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Just interrupting the EQ coming through from Jarvan. That's just a heads-up play. It's one of those reactionary things where as soon as he held it, because you saw him go in, he threw the sapling, W to him, and he held the Q, so it was definitely deliberate coming through there, so just a really heads-up performance.
Wonderful stuff there. Understand the interactions very well. Not super surprising, Amazing J has played his fair share of pretty crazy top laners here, but EP getting aggressive onto the blue buff again. Hook onto Shine does land. Shocking up through there to try and peel. Shine actually going onto Raphael, but Annie does go down. Dragon back in a minute 10. EP all over the map right now.
Yeah, and that was the teleport coming through from Amazing J to grab a kill. They're going back in.
Yep, they are going to re-engage here. Drizzle with a good flank. Cocoon goes wide there. Drizzle dives in. The flay comes back there. Shu doing well there as a kick comes back in there. Elise will come back down, but nowhere good to go. Dives, he lands onto the ground. Ray diving in massively, going in 1v4. Gets 2 kills though with the rest of them, but now Jin Zhao gonna get chased down. Can't fight them off. Might get a 3rd kill, doesn't even. And Amazing J gets a triple.
Yeah, triple kill picked up for Amazing J, and that's a member you don't want to get fed. He's just getting tankier and tankier as the game goes on. You understand exactly what Ray was trying to do. All the cooldown expended. Thinks he can get in, get some AoE across with a Sivir, but in the end, probably not worth it.
No, I don't think so at all. And Ray, again, he's had so many moments where he's willing to dive in and just try and get some kills, but every time he does it, his team's falling further and further behind. It gets to a point where he can't do it anymore.
Yeah, if we take another look at it, a really good Lee Sin Q coming through here. Would have been tempting to kick back Bamey, but understands that they can take him without the ultimate. Instead, sets up the play onto Xin Xiaoyin. And this is the confusing bit. Goes in, gets a huge dunk over the back, able to take a member out. In fact, they get 2. But when you're behind, it actually snowballs the opposite way if you give away 2-for-2 trades, because you catch up a tiny bit, but you're exponentially making the other team stronger.
And Amazing J happy again, but in the picture-in-picture, Shine gets picked off one more time as EP go for their 2nd Dragon.
Yeah, so Dragon going to go across there, and now you think, maybe a Desperation Baron. What do ADG have up their sleeve? Because playing Standard isn't going to work against an absolutely massive Maokai.
No, this lead here mounting as well. 5,000 gold ahead now for Energy Pacemaker. And it's not just Maokai that's now the problem. Kalista going for lots of different items. It has the Hurricane and about every other AD item in the book so far. So going to finish a different mix of items, kind of moving in for half a BT and half a Last Whisper, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll be able to check out what goes through there. You also see Lee Sin picks up the Hex Drinker this time around. Drizzle thinks that he has a little bit of AD up his sleeve. See if that works out for him. They're contesting the blue buff, though. Yeah,
they are going to try and go in for it. Jarvan wants to steal a hook, though. Lands in onto Ray, but Shrew might just get caught out. It takes too much damage, but will get away. Fate's Call helps him out. Ray too far forward now after all that. And Thresh actually ends up with the kill. Raphael getting chased down, but Amazing J taking up so much damage. Shine's going to go down in the collateral as well. Jin Zhao will fall, and EP just wrecking them now. 4 kills for 1.
Yeah, they're able to clean that fight up. Only the Elise survives on the back end. being hunted down now by 2 members of Energy Pacemaker.
Gonna find Drizzle, might be able to get a kill here actually, but a third gonna joining with the Lantern. Cinderhawk makes Lee Sin a little too tanky, and once again Repel gonna move him down and dies immediately.
Yeah, and Amazing Jay sitting there tanking Baron at 22 minutes, only loses half of his health. He lost nothing throughout the entirety of that fight. Have to back away because Ray, he still does really worthwhile damage. That's nearly a quadra sitting
He's actually TPing in already, so a smart recall there. Oh my god, he's going in, but he ganks the minions instead. Realized that they're probably all gone.
Yeah, picks the wrong way. Actually has home guard Mobies for a snowball item.
I mean, it makes sense. He knows he has to make big plays. We've seen him make huge ultis from behind on Nara in game 1. Probably feels like he's in a very similar position in that game, honestly. And if he can find the right targets, it'll look good. But as he said, the more he does this, he does counter jungle away the red buff. His team will just keep falling further and further behind. The gold lead massive now, about 8k.
Yeah, that's real brave. He might even have been caught out here.
Doesn't quite have flag for 6 seconds, but will walk out pretty casually as it turns out. You can look down as well. ADG building up towards their major items, but Death Gap still on the way for Baimi, and the Zeal there as well for Siva. Those double Dorans really sticking out like a sore thumb for Jinzhao.
Yeah, they certainly are. See if he's able to make the build work in the end. He's about 30 CS behind to make matters worse. And once again, setting up for another Baron. They understand exactly where the objective is. And when you've got a Maokai this tanky, why not just go for it? Repetitively set up, because they're going to have to come face check you, and you have very good insurance with the Azir, with the Kalista being able to secure objectives so well.
And you can see now Ray, longswords 5 and 6 of the game, I believe, now in his inventory. So another 2 going through. Hookdo does land onto Elise. Q comes out as well. Ray looking to get the dunk onto Zango. That's a good target. Does get the kill, Will Siva. And ADG all of a sudden catch EP out of position, but they're still fighting in. Have to back away from the Azir ultimate. Amazing Jay come through as well. And there's a hook onto Elise. Pretty tanky though. Izzy Elise repels away as Shu goes down Shrine. Gets that kill. Dives onto Raphael to buy time, but Amazing Jay still so tanky. They're just trying to find a line, but Ray getting too low now as he Drizzle dives into the back. Amazing Jay gets a kill there along with Lee Sin. Shrine will go down there as well, and that's a 4-for-2 trade.
And there is legitimately no way they kill Maokai anymore. He is just so huge. You see, with everyone spamming abilities in the team fight, he just gets so much health back. Just craziness. That was the only member that probably couldn't have got fed. If you have a damage dealer fed and you're this Jarvan at this point, it doesn't matter because you just instantly wipe them off the map. It was just so unlucky that Amazing Jay really was the catalyst behind this game, because you see how quickly Ray takes someone off. In fact, we're going to see it again. Just dives over the wall as soon as he sees Kalista. And that's like legitimately nearly a one-shot with missing the EQ combo. It was just all about the dunk. Emperor's Divide does come through, and that's the spell that really made the team comp work for Energy Pacemaker here, as well as the fact that Amazing Jay is just a beast. Like, we'll just see how long he tanks for on the backline.
Yeah, just going to keep going in. Raphael kites away the diver who eventually dives in, and Maokai just not interested in dying.
Yeah, it certainly isn't, and actually gets a surprising amount of damage out of his ultimate there because it was fully stored. All the damage he was absorbing, of course, passed back onto everyone else, and it's just getting worse and worse because the 2 bruisers, the Lee Sin and the Maokai, they're the one picking up all the extra gold, and the bigger they get, the less effective Ray gets.
Yeah, and he's gone full damage. He's got 1 drop to assassinate the AD carry. Finally did it with the help of a cocoon from Elise as well, but EP now on top of the Baron. They might be able to get in here and assassinate again, but Hook lands onto Elise. Amazing Jay immediately goes in over the top. They're going to try and peel it up, but Repel does come down. Dark Passage, though, keeps them safe, and they're straight back onto Baron.
Yeah, so they... Wow!
Yeah, Shu gets caught. Their cocoon comes in. Baby trying to find him, but the Fate Score comes to Amazing Jay. Gets the kill onto Elise. They pull off the Baron to aggress onto Shine. Shine's going to fall there as well. Baron still not dead. No, it actually did die in and amongst all the chaos. And EP 2 free kills in the Baron, so far ahead now.
Yeah, kick still available. Does he go in for it? No, probably didn't have a ward or his W available. So doesn't choose to go for the risky play there. Instead, they're just going to play it slow, push in with this Baroned up minion wave.
The play it slow, of course, means that try and break the base at 26.5 minutes. We definitely criticized DP for not closing out games when they were ahead, but this time they are going full steam ahead.
Yeah, so it looks like they might go for the inhibitor as well. Pastry Time really break open the base. They nail it and they'll get away safely.
I mean, what can ADG do? We've already talked about the Maokai being far too strong at this stage of the game. Even with everyone from ADG back up with the short death timers, they just can't fight anymore.
Yeah, exactly right. Maokai's an absolute monster. He's like 4 items at 27 minutes into the game, and it's not really a cheap build coming through. Also has the biggest fist with that potion I have ever seen in my life.
Yes, Elixir of Iron, I believe, growing the tree to even bigger, more horrifying sizes as Ray continuing to get CS on the sidelines. I mean, he's going good as far as items go. He's ready to assassinate people, but you look at the gold distribution on ADG's side. 10,000 gold there in the top side, and everyone else is struggling for cash.
Yeah, exactly right. They're just falling further and further behind. There's 4,000 gold behind for the jungler position. That's just huge. It
is. I mean, they're starting to lose more structures here. Dragon goes down as well to EP just casually. Not that they even need the third Dragon. They'll take it, though, of course, moving in towards a fifth if the game does go that long. But EP, you can tell, they're not interested in mucking around this time, Spawn. They want to finish the game and finish strong.
Yeah, they certainly are. I actually disagree with the split push coming through here. I think the only way that Energy Pacemaker loses if they actually fight a 4v5. So they will back away, just let Maokai take the top turret against no one. That's a Youmuu's Ghostblade now finished up for Ray. So he's going full assassination mode.
Yeah, he really has one way and one way only. It's to try and assassinate people. ADG rotating in their own jungle, trying to maybe get a pick, but instead Ray just has to clear out super creeps. And Amazing J continues to apply pressure here. Somebody has to go stop him.
Yeah, certainly do. And he's just so tanky that they're going to ignore him in the end. And that might mean that they lose the entirety of their base.
Yeah, tier 2 goes down in the bottom side. They'll keep pushing for this inhibitor turret now as well. It's going down fast here to Zhang damage, and it's dead.
Yeah, so they can't fight at all. They're going to lose all three, it looks like, pastry time. And that just might be ADG's hopes.
Yeah, we'll have to see. EP might be able to seal the game here. Going to move in with their Maokai, meet the creep wave, and then bop over to the top side of the map and seal ADG's fate here. It's been a long, hard-fought series by both sides, but EP on the verge of pushing themselves into the semifinal.
Yeah, they're pinging out a ward. They want to fight one more time. Energy Pacemaker not going to let them. Looks like they're trying to sweep it out. They won't be able to find it, though. Jarvan still has a hope.
I mean, he's actually, sitting in the base right now, trying to queue up the flank there with the home guard teleport mobility.
He's going.
Boots. Yeah, Ray needs it. This might be the last hurrah coming through for ADG. He's going around the back. He's a massive flank now as well. Diving in onto Zanga, but he gets snared up by the Maokai. Gonna die here in the collateral, but flashes away. Try and get hooked up. Zangao's still kiting. Shu gets the kill going in. Still the front line dives in, and nobody can kill them. That's 2 for 0. That's probably going to be it here. Bamey even going to get dived as well, although EP, little too overzealous for the dive. Shu flies Jinzhao back, though. Hook lands in. Raphael gets a third kill. Zangao's dead, but I don't think it matters.
Yeah, they're just 3 for 1 there coming through. Azir takes down turrets as well as an AD carry at this point in the game, so they'll probably be able to finish it off. Admirable fight coming through. Maybe one more.
Yeah, Ray looking to queue it up again, but Amazing J so tanky, just face tanking a Nexus start. Raphael going to clean it out. The Nexus now under threat. Death time is fairly short. EP do have to back away. But ADG have lost so much in this game.
Yeah, they've lost everything, unfortunately, pastry time. They going out the way they come in. Extremely aggressive stuff coming through from ADG. Maybe surrendering it up.
Sitting in the base, Amazing J starts high-fiving his teammates, and that's going to be it here. ADG do tap them at an Energy Pacemaker. 3-2, push themselves over the finish line.
Yeah, so they're able to get there in the end to set up a date with Masters 3 to try and re-enter the LPL. Much better final game coming out of Energy Pacemaker, able to get it together. And that's probably going to be a pretty good set.
Yeah, well-fought game between these two teams, where EP do come out ahead 3-2. I have to say ADG, very impressive looking here. We're again the top remaining seed from the LPL teams in the promotion tournament, and it really showed there. EP, though, just a bit more experience as that LPL team, despite being the last place LPL team, and they're able to just make it out alive.
Yeah, so they're able to get over the line. I like what you say about this ADG team. They're coming together. Individual play looks very strong. Still maybe some teamwork stuff to get in the mid-game, but when they won, they did it in an explosive fashion. Definitely someone to watch coming through.
And can't stop singing the praises of their solo laners. Ray and Bamey look wonderful. Possibly watch them to even be subbed for LPL teams moving into the summer split. They're wonderful.
Yeah, they certainly are, especially Ray. He just can play everything. Played very standard. His oddball picks were really on point. Probably didn't have a bad game through the entirety of it, but you have to hand it to Amazing J. The 3 games they won, he was huge in all 3.
Yeah, battle of the carry top lane is almost in this series, and Amazing J just managed to eke ahead there. What a fun series, though, and Energy Pacemaker, a tough matchup now remaining in that semifinal.
Yeah, they certainly do. They go against Looper. Both teams, it's kind of weird. The battle of the solo lane energy field throughout the entirety of this. Amazing Jay's going to go up against Looper. Raphael versus Dade. I can't wait.
I can't wait either, but we will have to wait a little bit more. But we do have more League of Legends coming up later this evening as well. 40 minutes time, around 7 p.m. local time. We'll have the LPL playoffs coming through as well.